What's going on, party people? It is your boy Smooth, and welcome to another edition of Smooth Conversations, where the conversations are always smooth. I need everyone right now to go to the top right of your screen and you see a QR code. Go ahead and scan it, and you'll be connected with anything and everything related to Smooth Productions. And that is Smooth with three O's. One, two, three. So if you put in two O's of Smooth, you ain't gonna find me and you're gonna be mad. So once again, three O's and Smooth. Been doing this show for 2.5 months. It's been an incredible ride, and it does not stop. Go ahead and take this time to like, to share, let everyone know about this show because our special guest, she really wants to see her people to come on in and enjoy some smooth conversations. Not gonna hold her. She is ready to rock and roll. We've been already been talking before the show, and look forward just to having once again great conversations. Just being 100, talking about the journey, the grind, the emotions, everything. Because you just never know that someone could be watching this show who could be going down a similar path and will be inspired by what they hear on this show this evening. So let's have a great time. Get them shares going. Bring in comments. If you have questions, comments, want to show love, that's what this show is all about. So I put in a promo, her presence. She just brings a huge presence no matter what she does, whether it's singing, whether it is beat making, whether it's playing on the keys, doing her thing, her presence. She has an aura, and she is going to be on this show. Not right now, but right now. Everyone, let's go ahead and leave comments, leave your reactions, and let's have a great smooth conversation with the talented Katarra Parson. Come on over, sis. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for taking time out. I know you've probably be booked and busy, so thank you for taking time out of your day to be on the show.
Oh yeah, like I said before, I'm happy to be here. I'm ready to talk some shit. Can we curse on here?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool.
Be you.
I curse a lot.
Be
Sorry,
you.
y'all.
It's all. Hey, you already been warned. You know what I'm saying? This is not a kid friendly show. This is a reality, a true reality show going on. So you have been warned. But let's go and get our toast into a great conversation.
Yes.
Have a great time and salute to us as well.
And this is delicious. He made this, y'all.
Yeah, call that one the potion. So
it's really good.
Yeah. So we had a brief talk about it earlier, but us crossing paths for the first time. And I had a feeling, but then you kind of pretty much balled up too. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe it was. But we have to give a shout out to Energy and Word Up because Energy and I, which I had on the show, I think it was maybe 2 months ago or last month. Great show. Me and her started Word Up.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So yes, me and her. She reached out to me about needing a DJ, and she saw my business card at a venue at the time, and she knew who I was. She just reached out to me.
Wow.
And we made magic, and it'll be 10 years next year officially.
Wow.
So we made magic. I believed in her vision, and Word Up. And I told her this on the show, so she already knows, but it opened up the door to allow a lot of people who may not have had that creative space to come in and do their thing. It was no judgment. You know, it was a straight judge-free zone. And a lot of people who were just maybe starting out trying to get their feet wet. Yep. So now you're seeing these same people doing amazing things, whether it's locally or nationally. So you brought it up earlier, but we crossed paths at Word Up.
Yep. And that was my first feature show ever.
Really?
Yeah. Word Up is where I had my first official feature, like as an artist, putting myself out there in front of people. Mm-hmm. And I believe that was the first area where I did my first open mic called Coco Voyage.
I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
And that's why I named my album after. But like you said, I remember I won my first like local award from Word Up, and I still got it.
Wow.
For like, I think it was like best R&B artist or something like that, or artist of the year. And like, I knew about energy, but I didn't know that you were a part of that too. So I gotta say thank you because again, I started at Herb Arts at Lyrical Therapy open mic.
Shouts out to MK.
Yes. MK, like that's my guru, that's my mentor. But when I went to Word Up, it was like not only was I in my neighborhood that I grew up in, but I, like you said, I was brand new on the scene. Nobody knew me, and I further built up my name, especially through that feature show that I did. That's when I felt like I was official. Like it was one of many instances where I was just like, okay, I'm really putting myself on the map now.
Right. So for those who may not be familiar, tell everyone about back in the day how great Legacy Books and Cafe.
Man, lit. Absolutely lit. And this is an introvert saying it, somebody that didn't come out the house. But my favorite part, just all of it was just truly authentic. And like when I say this is my hood, this is my hood. Like I grew up on Hamilton and Page, and to be able to go right down the street and be somewhere where it was just packed full of people.
Yes.
Like you said, it was a no judgment zone. So you had all kinds of acts there. You had poets. That's where I really got into the spoken word scene and got to know the spoken word poets. Oh God, the food.
Yes.
The people that
the fried chicken. That's it. You brought it up. Yes, the fried chicken was the best. I couldn't wait to get there and get the order of fried chicken. It didn't matter who made it. It was just amazing.
Got the bread under it. Then they give you a vest soda.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, man.
Definitely was amazing. So and I'm not sure if you do this, but before I was a DJ, I used to be, well, I am still affiliated with them, but I was in a band.
What?
Yes, called the Immortal Soul Era. Shouts out to okay, there you go. So me and the founder of the band, Matisse, and Cordial, we started the band together.
Wow.
And then they start to grow to more and more people.
Yeah, I like legends.
Oh, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Stay tuned for some stuff coming up, by the way, from the Immortal Soul Era. But we used to be the house band on Friday nights back when Louis Confliction was the host of Friday night poetry at Legacy Books. So, like we said before, it used to be Friday night. If you wasn't there by a certain time, you have to park on Delmar somewhere because the parking lot.
It used to be packed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like the beauty, the beauty moments and times of Legacy Books, because it was just, as soon as you walk in, you just see people everywhere. You know, and this was before it got cut in half. You know.
Oh yeah, when they went to the other side. Right. I came when it was on the side where they served the food.
Yeah. This was when it was just all one spot.
Wow.
Yes. And when I say it was just an amazing vibe, just shouts out to everyone who paved the way back in the day for allowing Legacy to be a legacy spot.
Seriously. And there was another thing I found out actually from MK and Richard. Richard and me, when we went to high school together.
Okay.
So
what's cool?
Gateway.
Okay.
Gateway High. He actually chased me down after we graduated. It took him like 4 years to convince me to come out and perform in front of people. I guess that's how I get into my origin story. Ricardo, he would call me like, you gonna come lyrical therapy? Come lyrical therapy and just perform something. Like, okay, I see. I would never come. And then one day I went to his house for band rehearsal. Next thing I know, I just jammed with the band.
Are you talking about this band here?
Yes. Oh my, I'm gonna cry, man. I'm already finna get emotional. But yes, all them people right there, plus like what, 2 more? I see Al Biz, Vernon, Alan, Ricardo, Janice, Shim. That's me with super short hair, Terrell. I think that's Leonard. I can't see. But yeah, like that's where I started. That's where I put myself out there in front of people. And it was not an easy process. Like I said, it took Richard 4 years just to get me to come out the house and go to lyrical therapy. And it was like when I finally meshed with them, like we just wrote all songs together.
So you brought up earlier being an introvert, like, because I would say that I love going out, but and my wife would tell me this all the time because she'd be surprised because I'm doing shows like this and like and the platform sports talk show where I'm always talking to people, but like when I'm out in public, I like to just enjoy myself and not be like I won't be like the conversational starter.
Same.
But if you come to me,
yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Then oh yeah, I'll talk. But I won't just come out and be like, hey, so whatever.
Yeah, if you don't approach me, I'm not saying anything because I got social anxiety on top of being an introvert.
So that's what I want to ask you about was in regards to being an introvert, but social anxiety. Is that something that all of a sudden just came, or can you just explain to those who maybe going through a similar path?
Oh yeah,
or you just want to know from your perspective about having anxiety.
Man, well, just to let you guys know, I like to be very transparent about my mental health. I was diagnosed with general anxiety with 2 other things in 2019. This was a lifetime of this. It was worse when I was younger. I had like agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is when you like scared of people in general. Like you can't go outside. Like I remember I used to like I couldn't even cross the street or like walk outside by myself because I had like panic attacks. I would want people to go to the bathroom with me in public spaces. I couldn't look people in the eye. I couldn't. It was just like this veil between me and other people. And I attribute it to, my childhood traumas, being bullied and all the stuff that I won't speak of that happened to me as a kid made me a hermit. And it made me afraid of rejection. So I think subconsciously my brain was just like, stay away from people and you won't get hurt.
Yeah.
So it's been a lifetime of struggling with anxiety, but I think I'm way better now. I'm not afraid. I won't say I'm not afraid of anything, but I can still start a conversation with people on a professional level. I'm not afraid of traffic anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not the things that I used to be afraid of. I'm not afraid of anymore, but I still get that anxious feeling when it comes to certain social environments.
Yeah, because you were telling me how you just went to a baseball game for the first time, not too long ago. And you talking about being around 30, 40,000 other people.
Hello, white people. Drunk white people.
So you like, oh my God, what am I doing here?
It was wild. It was sensory overload, definitely.
Yeah. So, I mean, just going through that and from what you have been going through, what was going on mentally throughout the whole time, being around 30-something thousand people, drunk?
I mean, to be honest, I was on a date. I was on a date with someone.
It was easier.
Oh yeah, we was drunk. Like I was enjoying the crowd. I'm like, this is lit. Because that's another thing. I grew up sheltered, so I didn't get out much. So when I went to Webster, you remember how I said that was a culture shock? I ran into a friend from high school. This boy I had a crush on. And he's like, why don't you go to Cardinal game with me? I was like, okay, whatever. I never been to a baseball game. And I go, and it was amazing to me. I love big stadiums like that. Because as much as I'm introverted and all that, I'm still a performer. I love large gatherings of crowds. To come together on one accord like that, that's fucking beautiful. I hope to have that large of an audience in the stadium one day.
Yes.
So it's just like, I had some beer for the first time. I didn't like it.
Wow. Okay. Now, you know what I will say, that I didn't become a fan of beer until maybe I was in my 30s.
Yeah, it was like 3 years ago for me.
And I mean, I'm about to be 43 next month. So it took me a long time for me to finally accept beer.
Yeah,
like I said, I was in my 30s, but probably mid 30s when I finally was like, okay, beer ain't as bad, certain beer, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get it. But just going back to the introvert and Rich, I'm sure that made you appreciate him even more, that he did not give up on you.
Oh, he didn't. Like, and that's why he's my friend still to this day. because you got to understand, when we met in high school, we met auditioning for a talent show. And this is one of my favorite pictures ever, by the way.
That's dope.
We was all high, smoking all weed. As you can see, Shay got weed right in his hand. Or no, that's Shim. That's Shim with weed in his hand. But like I said, it was like right after we graduated high school, he would call me like, "You ready yet? You ready to come out and perform?" Because he knew that I had been writing songs and singing and stuff since I was a kid. And like I said, in high school, we met at an audition for a talent show.
Wow.
And he wanted me to sing A Whole New World with him.
Really?
From Aladdin.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we was so corny, man. We was, freshmen. But after we graduated, like I said, he chased me down, like, and be like, "You ready? You ready to come? Like, just try it. Like, just put yourself out there." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'll come." And then I wouldn't come because I didn't have a car or anything. I just make all kind of excuses. Mm-hmm. And then finally, like 2015, in like October, it was late 2015. Like I said, I went to his house. He lived out here in North County, and he invited everybody out, and we just jammed together. Next thing I knew, I was a part of the band. Then next thing I knew, I was at Lyrical Therapy. I did my first performance. It was trash. to me, it was trash.
Okay. So everybody else loved it.
Everybody's like, "Wow!"
Yeah. And I'm the same way, because it be times where I feel like, as a DJ, or I'm a drummer, I'm a DJ, I'm as you see, I'm a host, MC, engineer. But there's times where I feel like I do a DJ gig and it's like, yeah, I could have did this better. But then I get people come to me like, "Man, thank you. You held that down." Da, 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 da. And, we're artists. We're sensitive about our stuff.
Yeah.
As they always say on stage, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my
very, very fucking sensitive.
So it's just amazing how we hold ourselves.
Oh, yeah. I'm a huge perfectionist.
Yes.
Yeah. Huge perfectionist.
Yeah. So just as an artist, when you go out to different events that you're not performing at and you stand other acts, what goes on through your mind regards to other keyboardists or, other, musicians who's playing?
I'm literally that stereotype where you see somebody go, oh. Like, I'm physically reacting. Like, I make faces, I make noises, I scream at them. Play. You better sing. I come from church. Like, I grew up in church. So when somebody is in that flow in the spirit, like, it's like you can't help but react to them. So that's my favorite thing. Like, when I go and see these other musicians I take notes. I watch their hands like crazy. I'm like, how did you do that, bro? Like, I turn into a fan. Like, I love music that much to where when I see somebody that has that same gift and they putting it out there in the public and they killing it at the same time, I can't help but get excited about that. And I gotta attack them verbally through compliments.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the themes of this show, I love to bring this up. What are your thoughts when you first hear collaboration versus competition?
And you know what's funny? I thought about that because you had the baseball game on and I heard them talking about that. And I was like, holy shit, that's low key what I was going to talk about in this conversation. So I'm very glad you brought that up. I want to start with context by saying I'm not a competitive person at all. I honestly don't like competition. As somebody with anxiety, it makes me uncomfortable because I'm a very collaborative person. I'm more so somebody that prefers to work by themselves because I have so many ideas that I need to make a reality. I don't have time to work with other people. I got like at least a good 200 songs that I have not recorded and released yet. It's from centuries of writing. Wow. So I'm like stocked up on stuff that I need to release to the world. But with all that being said, I prefer collaboration over competition. I honestly don't feel comfortable with it. I enjoy fun competition, like working with rappers. That's where you get that competitive edge because it's a very masculine, competitive area, rap and hip hop. So that's where I get competitive. It's like at the beat battles, oh, it's on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking notes. Okay, he made this kind of beat. This is the kind of beat that I know that I can beat him with. I'm very strategic when it comes to that kind of stuff. But when it comes to my artistry and my career as a whole, I do not fuck with competition at all. I actually find it repulsive.
So let's talk about this. The going back to the first time that you first fell in love with music. Talk about that.
Man, I mean, it's literally. I feel like I was in love with music, like in the womb, like because my family is full of musicians and artists. My mom grew up singing. My mom's a choir director of the church. Like I'm sure I know she's a singer. Like she sung all over St. Louis and just about every church in St. Louis and East St. Louis. So I know she was just singing and performing with me and her because she did the same thing with my siblings. I watched her, so I know it was just since the womb. But the earliest that I can remember is this is a story that I say every time I speak about my origin. Is I was 6 or 7 years old. I was already in the kids choir. My mom had me and my sister singing in an adult choir. So I already had music in my system. So it was just a part of who I was already. But the moment when I knew I really was in love was when I first met a piano. My church had this brown wooden upright piano, still there. I still play on it. It's hella out of tune. Church of the Living God, Pillar and Ground of Truth.
Look at that. Break it down.
Yes, very long. Like, man. But yeah, every day after church, my mom, she got to go and talk to everybody. Everybody got to congregate and talk. I'm a little kid. I'm bored. Like, Mom, come on. So I would go to that piano and I fiddled around where I played it just like this. I had no idea what I was doing. And I would play. I didn't know that I was playing chords. Chords are, multiple notes played at once, forming a harmony, creating a harmony. So I didn't know that I was playing seventh chords and thirds and things like that. I didn't know music theory. I just knew what sounded good. It sounded pretty to me. I just wanted to make pretty sounds. And that's when I became addicted. It was like everybody around me disappeared and it was just me and that piano.
That's a great analogy in regards to just tunnel vision pretty much. So as you started to matriculate in regards to playing keys, were you pretty much self-taught or was there someone that you would credit helping you develop your skills?
I always say I'm self-taught because, again, I sat up there just by myself as a kid. Like I always tell people, it was like puzzle pieces that I already knew. It was so weird. It's like it made sense to me immediately. Immediately it made sense to me. And I had to thank my mom for that because she raised me around harmony. Like growing up in choirs, singing in choirs, I knew harmony. So I translated. Now I'm realizing in hindsight, I translated all that to an instrument. So I had to say that, yes, I'm self-taught, but my cousin, Kenny, he's more like an uncle to me. He would come up, like he saw me fiddling around with it. He's like, let me show you, the blues scale. I was like, what's that? What's a blues scale? I was like, I didn't know what a scale was.
Right.
And he's like, let me show you. It's like, boom, 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 boom. And it was a C dominant 7 scale. So this is blues scale. And I just did a run that was very extra.
Hey, that's a better run than I could ever do.
Yeah, blues scale. And he taught me how to play the blues in like 5 minutes.
Wow.
And I went on from there. And every now and then he'll come and show me something else. Like he'll play something. He'll play a Stevie Wonder song. And I'm like, oh. And I just copy off of what he did.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because I'm also self-taught in regards to drums, in regards to DJing. So like when I hear self-taught, it's cool to me that it's like, okay, well, I'm not the only one who maybe didn't go a certain route, like going to school for this, or I didn't have
I didn't have lessons. I had nothing. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So props, you know what I'm saying? Much respect because I've been in that same boat. And thanks to social media, but also going out to events, like you said, and seeing people do certain things. So like, oh, I see him or her doing this. I think I might add that, but but then add my own little smoothness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, YouTube and other producers. That's where I got my production education from.
Yeah, and it's going back. As soon as she came into the house, y'all, she walked in, looked to the right, and almost fainted because
my heart dropped. Yeah,
she saw the piano that my wife and I. Shouts out to you, wife. You love you.
Yes, it's a Wurlitzer. Yeah.
When I say she was like, "Oh, can I play it right now?" I'm like, "Hey, feel free." So after the show, if you don't mind, have you play a little tune or something? I'll record it so we can have for a highlight reel. But definitely want to capture that. But just seeing a piano, you pretty much brought up earlier. But when you just see a piano, it just lights up your world, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, especially in high school, I was very isolated from everybody. I didn't go to breakfast and lunch and stuff like that. I would go straight to the music room. Mm-hmm. And it's just something about me being in complete isolation with a piano that has saved my life, my mental health. It's just a part of who I am. And I didn't realize it until I was an adult. It's like, man, I've been doing this my whole life, like isolating myself from the world, being in front of a piano, writing and crying my heart out or whatever I was going through at the moment, whether it be good or bad. And then coming out, when I was younger, before I started performing, I wouldn't share it with anybody. I hide it. Mm-hmm. I wait for everybody to leave the house before I sing my songs. Mm-hmm. I didn't share any part of me with anybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
So once again, this is Smoooth Conversations. I got a legend in the midst right here on the chair, Katarra Parson. So in regards to, you said before being an introvert and then not liking to be back then maybe in big spaces, but now you appreciate going to large venues.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the moment that you get on stage, like for instance, this. Just talk about being able to do what you love and to have an audience to be a part of your journey.
The dark room specifically, like that's where I really made a name for myself, especially as a musician, to be taken serious. Mm-hmm. Especially in the jazz community. So being on that stage specifically is just home. Like that's home for me. That was like the next level up from lyrical therapy. Being at lyrical therapy week after week to being at the dark room week after week. Cause I had a residency with them for like 3 years. It was 2 years, 18 months. But then COVID happened and they prolonged it for us, which I'm very grateful to them for. But just being on stage in general, I'm grateful. I'm nervous as hell still.
Okay.
But I'm grateful.
In which they do say that the greats, no matter what it is, if you're not nervous, you don't
love. Oh yeah, you always gonna be nervous because it's like you playing in front of. I mean, even just like the bigger concerts, you playing in front of like a lot of people. But specifically on this stage, like I said, I feel at home. Like this is where I curated myself as a jazz performer. People started calling me a jazz artist after that. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, I am not.
You an artist.
Yeah, it's like I can't be limited to just one specific genre. I'm so many genres. So, like I said, I feel at home when I'm on that stage. But most of the time, just being able to perform in general is an amazing experience for me. That example too. Especially when I get from behind the piano, and I get to walk around and dance on stage and stuff, because I want to show people that I'm able to work a stage. Like I don't just sit in one spot. So things like this are amazing to me because I'm sharing original music, songs that I wrote from situations I've lived through, situations I've experienced, people I've experienced, and I'm able to share that vulnerability with an audience and they eat it up. They love it. And like you said, the most important thing to me, the thing I got to a point to where I wrote it down. I call them testimonies. When people come up to you and tell you how amazing you are and how you impacted them through your performance, how seeing and witnessing you has like impacted them in such a way to where they'll never forget you.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of why I do this, is to show people like it does not matter like where you started, what circle. It don't matter if all the odds are stacked against you. What is meant for you is going to happen as long as you keep stepping in your purpose.
So I had a musician on the show a while back, and I asked this question. It seems to me, no matter who the artist is, whether it's do rap or R&B or country music, but going through adversity makes the best songs. Do you agree with that?
This is like Shay Shay's club.
Club Shay Shay, huh?
Yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. The biggest heart, and I hate it honestly as a woman, because like the biggest heartbreaks in my life, I got the best songs out of, like, because of that pain, that level of pain and intensity that you feel. I had to transmute that shit or else it'll destroy me. So that's another thing that made me realize that I was meant for music, is that I've been doing this since I was a kid. I've always had these like super intense emotions. I was like in the 5th grade writing love songs, but like I just knew I was in love. Like, oh my God, writing the most.
This is it for me. I'm getting married by high school.
I was so serious. I was so seriously in love with these people. Crying, writing songs, some of the best shit I've ever written in my life. But like I said, that pain, like you said, that adversity, man, that's an energy that needs to be transmuted out of the body. You know, even it doesn't matter if I work out, I could try to work it out, I could try to talk it out, but I have to write a song about my experience. And it's not even that I have to, it just spills out of me. And I really believe that God uses these people in these situations so that I can write these songs, heal myself through these songs, because I listen to them like crazy. And I get through the situation that inspired the fucking song. Then next thing I know, I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. And then I put it out and other people get healed by it.
So talk about this. When you go through that heartache, how many times, or did you ever say to God, why me?
Of course. But it's like I'm so used to, I'm like a huge like romantic. So I get myself in situations to where I fall heavily for people. And sometimes it can be for the wrong people. And I don't really ask God why me. I just ask, like, it's an instant addiction. Like, I really do believe I got some kind of love. It's called limerence. Limerence is like a infatuation, or you become addicted to a person. And the only way for me to break that addiction is to, like I said, transmute the feelings that I have for them via song. It could be good songs and bad songs.
And has it been times as a performer where, and I've asked Belle Darius about this too. Has there been times as an artist where you've been on stage singing a song and you just got so lost that you yourself was emotional while you were playing?
All the time. That's honestly what I'm known for.
Really?
And again, that comes from growing up in church. My mom, she would make, it didn't matter where she sung, she would make them people break down and cry. Like, she would be so in the spirit and so overwhelmed by the emotions. You know, her voice would get wobbly and shaky. But she still had that strength in her voice, powerful voice. And she would make people break down and cry. And I know for sure that's where I got that from. Just being able to accept the way that I felt. And if it came up in the middle of performing, that helps with the translation of what I'm trying to say.
Nice. Got you. So let's talk about it, because you said the word earlier, and I think it's very important, especially during these times. Mental health. how serious do people need to take mental health? And also, second question, how important is it for people to do wellness checks on each other?
Man, ooh, that is such a good question. Both of those. Um, the best way I can explain people's need to consider mental health all the time is, how do you consider cancer? How do you consider physical ailments? How do you consider physical injuries? Mental health, mental illnesses are nothing more than something that's mental. Um, it is very essential just for the good of society to know where you are at mentally. If you have something, if you have trauma, which 99% of us have in this country, we definitely do, get that checked out. You don't have to do a deep dive like the rest of us. Take your time, get to know yourself. Treat yourself as the best friend that you've ever had and that you are very concerned about their well-being. Check in on yourself first every single day. Take care of yourself. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you are mentally, emotionally, and physically well. And as far as checking in on other people, when people go quiet, please check in on them. When people are just, when you notice that somebody that you know, if you've known them for years and you have a gauge on their personality, you notice the shift in their personality, you notice the shift in their behavior, reach out to them. If they don't want to let you know what's going on, just speak power and love into them and still check up on them every now and then. Because a lot of people that have committed suicide, they didn't have anybody checking up on them. Or if they did check up on them, it was like some type of shallow interaction. So it is very essential that people care about mental health because we are human beings with brains and neurological functions, and it impacts everybody. Nobody is a perfectly mentally sane human being, especially in this time and age.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, because done my research and saw that you have been going through,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, some things in your life. So it's great to have you to speak out on it. And I would just say to my brothers, do not be shy to reach out to each other and say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm just calling to see how you doing.
Men especially, like I get so concerned for men because y'all have this, y'all been socialized to not emotionally express yourselves. And that is very dangerous as a human being. Y'all not robots. Y'all not machines. You're a human being. It's perfectly normal to feel emotions. Like you would be considered a sociopath if you didn't. So it's like, don't hold that shit in, because that's what leads to heart attacks and high blood pressure and all kind of health issues. Anything that you don't deal with mentally, it is going to manifest into a physical ailment. So people need, especially men, like you said, like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable, y'all. Nobody's judging y'all. Times have changed.
Right.
It's sexy for men to show emotions. Don't be a manipulator, though.
Exactly. Don't use it as a weapon.
Yes, I've had that done to me multiple times.
That's crazy. Yeah. So let's stay on that. Just being a woman in your field.
Oh God, I'm gonna
get us the wig. Now first, I do want to apologize to what happened to you in regards to, I know you did you performed doing like a trap run event and then something else, and then you came back to your car and it was vandalized.
Oh, right? No, it was that was literally me going to the gym. My gym that I go to every day in broad daylight. They say it was some young dudes broke into my car. Yeah.
So just talk about what you have to experience being a woman, maybe have to load your own equipment, going to gigs, just being a woman in general, because people know, and I mean, it's just the reality that certain men, maybe even some women, may try to take advantage because of who you are. Or you want to get this prime spot, you got to do something for me, stuff like that. So let's talk about this from your experience, how it is being an artist.
I have a whole rant about this. One, you got men who are in positions of power over certain venues, over certain events and festivals. And just because you won't sleep with them or talk to them, they will actively block you. You have men who just don't respect you off sheer fact that you're a woman. And something to do with being a black woman, especially. They just don't respect you off of that fact alone. They don't want to fuck with you. And then you have men who definitely don't like my personality type, to where I've had to develop this personality of being a boss, I guess you can say. I used to be extremely passive. I used to let everybody push me over. And being on this scene, being in St. Louis music scene, that taught me real quick to get rid of that shit. So that person is dead. That person had to die. In a sense, I feel like it's a gift and a curse. Because I was just saying this earlier. I feel like God uses me as a measurement of people's character, as a test of people's character. Because when I come to people, I come with extremely genuine intentions. I'm a natural nurturer. I guess I'm such a woman stereotype in that way, to where I am emotional. I am super nurturing. I am going to mom you, and like that's just who I am. And it has been multiple people that have taken advantage of that have tried to take advantage of that. So I've had to be a bitch. I've had to become a very bitchy person. I had to step into this like masculine energy in order to be taken serious. And like I said, it's a multitude of just intersections of bullshit that you had to deal with. You got to deal with shit just as a woman in general. I had to deal with shit from men. They talk about how I dress, the pictures that I post. I deal with colorism. Colorism is really bad here. And then just flat out racism. They don't want to see a black woman do anything. And then most of these people, I think, just have they project their stereotypes on you. They expect you as a black woman to be a certain kind of way. And when I defy those stereotypes, doesn't come across well to those people.
That's crazy. And I brought this up because I was in Atlanta with my wife a few months ago, and one of her closest friends was telling me, because she's a singer, and she said that in Atlanta, that it's hard for women to try to get on with other bands in regards to males, because they feel like, you know what I'm saying, either you had to put out to be a lead singer, or it's going to be pretty much damn near impossible to try to be a lead singer.
That is trash. And that shows you also the lack of respect they have for singers. One edge I can say I have is being a fucking musician, composing my own music, being able to do a show all by myself. And then ironically, people prefer me solo than with a band. I don't know why. I'd rather play with a band, but people like seeing me perform just me and the piano. So it's just like, that's where I utilize my power. The fact that I'm a musician and a singer. Because when they first meet me, oh, you're just a singer, you're just a vocalist. They have no respect for vocalists. So I understand completely what she's going through. And my thing is, have contracts for everything and document everything. Everything. Don't have any conversations with anybody that is not via email or some kind of way that you could have it documented and be able to show it. So yeah, ironically, I just played in Atlanta. I loved it.
But like you said, you know, with you being, you know, having the skills of being a musician, so you came with different dynamics.
Yeah,
than just
it was like an air of people trying to like it. So it was an air of some people trying to like take advantage. I think I had a sugar daddy offer that I didn't take. He said I made him want to see. So I performed so good, I made him want to sign a check. And for a second, I want to be like, how much?
What are you talking about? How much?
Like, hey, you trying to be a sponsor, sir?
Right. You know, you wearing a skirt, you be like this. Wait a minute, how much?
Oh no, he ain't getting no sugar. No sugar. No.
No sugar, it ain't going down.
You get some songs.
It ain't going down. Oh, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Sorry, sir, if you're seeing.
Yeah, hey,
I hope he ain't watching this.
He'd be like, I'm so embarrassed right now. But hey, it is what it is
Oh
in regards
man.
to this business. Um, so much that I want to talk about right now because it's just been
Yeah, I
great
mean
conversations,
the
man.
Diddy situation, not to
Yeah, even
that
right.
trickles down to a local level. Like it is all the same, all nationwide within the music industry, even to a local level.
Mm.
Yeah,
And then it also shows you that whatever is done in the dark,
certainly will come to light.
yeah.
Let
So
it come to light.
it's not worth wasting your time and your life to do something that's beneath you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you just come correct, if it's meant to be, God's gonna make it happen. So
Exactly.
speaking with that, I always like to bring this up too in regards to there's a reason why doors that God closes doors, then open them. You know, there may have been a gig that you may have
That's
wanted.
been a huge lesson for me this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I want to connect with this person. Oh, I want to do this event. And it's just been a reason why God didn't allow you to do that. And then you end up finding out the reason why you wasn't there. Speak on that.
I mean, I already knew. I already knew from just reaching out to the people and not hearing back and then figuring out who was in charge of booking the artist. Oh, that motherfucker that don't fuck with me. And there we have it.
So you did bring this up a couple days ago on social media. You was like, for all those people that was being, you felt like you was being bamboozled out of certain events or whatever performances, and now certain things that came to the light. Now you like, I need everyone to pay me my money or my respect because things are not
I'm
coming
pissed. Like I'm getting upset about it now because like I know my purpose. I know what God made me for. God made me to make music. So stepping against me is stepping against God. How dare you? And then you stand and say that you are for the artist, that you are a person of God. How dare you? For years. And I understand that people don't like the way that I speak out about things, but you got to understand I was somebody that never spoke up for myself. So when it comes to my purpose within music, because music is my life. Music saved my life. I know that I am here to heal millions of people through music. So to go against that shows me that you ain't for the art, the artists, the musicians, the healing process. You're not for any of that. You're for money, power, and controlling people. And over the past couple of years, that is what I've experienced firsthand. I've tried to rectify the situation. I've tried to sit down and have conversations with one of the people. Was rejected for all of that. And like you said, and you know what's funny, Freddie? This is my first time telling anybody this. Literally before the news came out, I had prayed. I was at the gym, same gym, crying, bawling my eyes out in the steam room. That's where I go and pray. Because I be isolated, nobody in there. And I had forgiven every single person that screwed me over, that caused some type of injustice and mistreatment towards me in the scene. And literally, I woke up the next day to that news. I literally had just forgiven them people. And I just started laughing, crying, like, okay, God, I see you. You are really funny, God. You are like, I couldn't believe that shit. Like, I just prayed because I had spent years hating I hated these people. I never felt hate in my heart. I was on the verge of, I was suicidal because I was constantly being left out of shit where I knew I had the talent, the experience, and the connections to be on that same stage as peers that had the same residency as me. And it's just like so much back to back. Like, it's like Kendrick Lamar really inspired me in this situation. Count me out. Just like, let them count you out. Let them count you out. Let them ignore you. You know you've been working your ass off. Let them ignore everything you're doing because it's going to come full circle one day.
So I'm glad you brought that up because we see what Sexy Red has been doing. And you know, this ain't no shade, but like when you see what she's doing and the work that you have been putting in, you got how many albums do you have out now?
Just one, but
okay, just one.
Yeah, but, various singles, and then probably like another album or two with a group.
So when you see the success and the type of music that she put out there, how does that make you feel as an artist? Because like I was on KDHX with my boys Matisse for Soul Era a few weeks ago, and we was talking about how we've been doing how we had the single that we finally had dropped on the radio after 20 years.
Wow.
Finally had a song dropped. And
thank you, KDHX. They always play our music.
Yeah, it's amazing. So shouts out to them.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Superman, DJ Speed. But he played our song, and I said afterwards, like, so many people love what Sexy Red is doing in regards to her music and everything. If y'all love what she's doing, you're going to appreciate even more the music that we have because it's different. It's a feeling that we've been missing for so long. So when you see her doing her thing, how does it make you feel as an artist?
I'm going to be very transparent. I was very pissed off when I first I was mad. Like, bro, what is this?
Yeah.
But then again, like, this is coming from someone I'm like super snobby when it comes to music. I'm a music purist. And I see the agenda that they have with trap music right now. I make trap music myself. I make trap beats. So this is not knocking the genre at all. This is not
Get at her, y'all.
Trill. Yeah, yes. Sexy Red, I actually got a beat for you. Hey. I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
It is. Make it happen.
But it's like, I was mad. I'm like, what the hell is this? I had my judgments. And then like, I already acknowledged that we are in an industry that is going to focus on what sells, what is the most provocative, what has the most shock factor, things like that. That's my alarm.
Your song being playing right now in the background?
That's some hillbilly country.
Oh, okay. I had to ask, showing up that range right now.
But yeah, I could say I was a Sexy Red hater at first, but then she grew on me because I like her, the audacity of her to be herself. I like how she is real. I just don't like how the industry uses her to promote bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie about that.
It's definitely what. And if you want to go ahead and get the alarm, right now you are watching Smoooth Conversations. Got Katarra Parson. We breaking things down, keeping things 100. Once again, go ahead and let me go put it back on the screen right now so y'all can see. Go ahead and scan the QR code. Bam, top right. Connect with anything and everything. Smoooth Productions. And now going back to our conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, she definitely grew on me because within every artist, I try to see what I can within them that I can appreciate, that I can take from. And she kind of reminds me like a shadow side of myself, like my ratchet side, like my West Side side. Like she made me proud to be from the West Side.
The voice. She the voice of the people right now.
I love her voice too. I like the tone of her voice. She got a nice flow. It's like I don't know. It's like her ability to effortlessly not only just talk. It's the fact that she's what everybody says is wrong with the industry, and she ran with that shit and made it her brand. And I had to respect her for that.
So, do you feel that that is something that can maintain in her career as she grows older?
No.
So eventually, it's kind of like Aaliyah. When she first came out, she was like, the tomboy kind of vibe. But before her passing, you started to see the maturity of being a woman.
Very demure.
Yeah. That's one of like the biggest words out there right now. Then like even like Glorilla, you know what I'm saying? She came out, with a certain way, and she was criticized after she had this one song. I forgot what the song is called. And then it was like
Fuck Nigga Free song?
No. That was the song that made her famous. But she had like some other song where you like do the cha-cha this, whatever. And people was like, okay, your performance, that song wasn't doing it,
Yeah.
But ever since then, you can start seeing slowly but surely how she used to be.
And
now she just came out with the album today. And she got Kurt Franklin on it. You know, Maverick City.
T-Pain,
all of them. You know what I'm saying? And you could just see how she's maturing. So that's what I look forward to seeing with Sexy Red is that, okay.
That's what I was, yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to do to adapt as you get older? Because you can't just keep saying the same thing.
Because it get played out. And then your listeners, they grow up, they get mature. They going to want to hear more mature shit.
Right. Yeah. So I look forward to seeing that. Then I thought about it too, because we talked about how we first connected. But the last time that I've seen you in person was the Roke Brand event.
Oh, wow. That was like 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the last time I seen you. You went over to the piano. You doing
that
your
was
thing.
Lit. Yeah.
You know, it was her fashion show that she did. So that's the last time that you and I in person crossed paths. That kind of came to my mind like last time I saw you. So it just shows you how big it is to collaborate with people and make magic happen.
Very true.
Let's go back to this photo I showed here earlier. Talk about this event.
Muddy Blues Festival. I actually passed out.
Really?
I passed out from heat exhaustion. That was the first time I passed out in my life, actually.
Wow.
And that's where I hate to go back to this, but that's where I kind of get upset about the me being suspicious that people were blackballing me because I was told that I wasn't doing enough. But it's like I had just opened up for Boyz II Men in January of that year. I was doing gigs and shows all year, just working my ass off. And it was like I was doing so much that I passed out on stage from heat exhaustion.
Wow. So talk about just opening up for acts and how amazing that is to be able to open up for boys. Who else have you opened up for?
Man, that shit was crazy. That's the biggest artist I've opened up for. I opened up for Michael McDonald, but that was like a group thing within the residency. And then it was like another national act, but they not celebrities or anything. So, I did 3 Points Festival. That was with a group, and we opened up for the Internet. SZA came on after that, and then Herbie Hancock was last. And that's actually when I met Herbie Hancock and got advice from him. Had some embarrassing questions. He was fucking awesome. And then I had Wade, so I was like, "Hey, STL." She's like, "Hey." And there's our interaction.
Okay, yeah. So when you do open up events for these artists, do you have opportunities to actually talk to them?
Yeah, I actually talked to them after my performance. The Boyz II Men are definitely men because it was a football game. It was a Super Bowl that day.
I'm surprised they even agreed to the event. The money must have been really good.
They came out and talked to me and stuff too. They was hella cool. Like it was weird because it's like, bro, like I looked up to y'all since I was a kid. Like I harmonized with y'all on the radio and like y'all right here in front of me. What is this? This is not real. The whole experience was surreal. Like it opened up doors to me as to how an artist should be treated within these venues, from the green room to the food to the water to how they handle you on stage. Like I took so many notes from them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an accurate story, but I did read that for like certain shows, Mary J. Blige would want this at her table, and one artist would want all green M&M.
Yeah,
just stuff like that. I'll be like, man,
I'm not that specific. I don't want to like be an asshole. It's like, okay, I'm not at that level yet. It's like, even if I was at that level, I don't think I feel too guilty to do something like that. Like, oh yeah, separate all the M&Ms.
Yeah. I want all green. Well, like what? But talk about this moment right here.
Oh yes. So y'all gotta understand, I got all this man's CDs. I've loved this human being since I was a kid. Like, oh my God. He is one of my biggest musical inspirations, man. So to have met him was beautiful because he was exactly like how I thought his personality would be. Like he was hella chill, hella down to earth, and just like he had this aura where it's just like, yeah, I know I'm a big ass deal, but I'm still a human on this earth.
Music soul child. Now,
yes,
I do love him as an artist as well. But my personal opinion, and please feel free to give me yours as well, because that's why we're here. His first couple albums, amazing.
Music Soul Child?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But then he tried to change up and like bring more hip hop, to his vibe, which I feel like when he did that, he lost the followers that he built up because he started to like go a different way. He was trying to adapt to like the whole snap movement. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, talking about Love and Music?
The one that had the album that had dun, 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 on my radio, like that album.
Oh yeah, I didn't listen to that. I don't even know nothing about that one.
Yeah. So it was like he got away from more of the soul.
Yeah.
And he tried to like bring R&B to trap music or whatever. And I feel like ever since then, he lost the connection from me. I'll say that.
I can see that. And then that's what kind of depresses me with the artists who I grew up listening to. Like when I see them trying to get with the times, quote unquote.
Right.
It's like, man, like just keep being you.
Stay being you.
Yeah.
Stay being you.
But I understand that pressure because Michael Jackson did the same thing. Like, but the awesome thing with Michael, he was able to adapt. But I think it's like once you get to the 2000s, it's hard to like stay with the times. Like the music is so short, like temporary. It's like really temporary radio music.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody in Music Soul Child caliber who have made timeless classic ballads that are going to be remembered from years from now. Like you ain't got to do that. That's below you.
So I'm sure you've been on a lot of amazing stages. What has been like the biggest, best stage that you've been on, and what's a stage that you would love to be on?
Man, oh God. I'm stuck between, it's got to be the 3 Points Festival and opening up for Boyz II Men. The 3 Points Festival, I say that because it was like thousands of people outside. It was like a good 3,000 people out there. And they didn't even know us. Like we were just a random group of people. And I did my rap verse and I sung, but I was singing. I took advantage of that moment. We only had like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I remember like the people in the front, they was like, we love you. I love you. They didn't even know me. Like they was already treating me like how I wanted to be. And I was like, I love y'all too. And like the stage be like, okay, come on.
Gotta go. Come on.
It's like, okay, she doing too much, bro. Like this is not your solo show. This is a group.
and the reason why I asked that question, because, you see a lot of acts who people may not know anything about, especially local acts, and they're opening up for big time people. So what is your advice to up and coming acts who may have the opportunity, who is not known, but you have the opportunity to seize the moment? What will you tell them?
1, choose your best fucking songs ever. Choose your strongest songs. Choose songs that you know are going to move a crowd. Choose songs that are mid-tempo to high tempo. Most of all, please be yourself. More than anything, be your authentic self. My next thing is get you a banging ass band behind you, because the band matters at big shows like that. You have a awesome drummer that can play live and loud without being messy. That's perfectly perfect. And then the last thing is like I said, take full advantage of that opportunity. Prepare yourself. When I got that Boyz II Men offer, it was like 2 weeks before the show. And I spent that whole 2 weeks preparing for the show like crazy. Treat it like an audition. Treat it like the biggest show of your life. And that's what I did.
Love it. So I believe your most recent video that you just posted, you were saying that, I don't want to say it was like a dedication, but it was kind of like a aha, because you were stating how people will always talk about how you dress. You know what I'm saying? And, your look and, she doing too much, because,
which is like PG-13 compared to everybody else.
Exactly. Like, so just talk about that video and talk about the meaning of why you wanted to put that out there.
I mean, first of all, Box Braids is a dope ass song. Shout out to Jawad, aka Vintage Vibes, for sending me that dope ass beat in 2020. Because as soon as I heard it, the song spilled out of me. Like, I really do have those moments where the song just is channeled through me. I feel like I'm just a conduit for the song. So when I wrote that, it was just about writing a banger about somebody you love or somebody that you're interested in. But then when I thought about the video, I already had the because when I do videos, I am the director of my videos. I create the shot list. I write every single detail down from how I want the scene. I go and take pictures of the locations before I, shoot. And I really saw that as an opportunity not only to like step fully into my sexuality and accept like how I looked. It was like a fuck you to the people who constantly judge me for how I look and didn't pay any attention to my art itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what does the way I dress or my profile pictures have anything to do with the music?
Mm-hmm.
So that music video was like me rebelling, but really just me stepping into my sexuality. Like I used to be really bigger. I started working out more and I feel good about myself. So it's just about me celebrating my glow up, to be honest, and celebrating Black beauty. Definitely celebrating Black beauty.
I love it. I love it. Make sure y'all go ahead and support her music. So I've heard that artists, not all, but maybe some, when a song is out, let's say you out at a place and you walk in, the DJ or whoever just might start playing your song. They like to say they don't like to hear their own songs because you've done it so many times or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into a place, if you did hear your own song be played and you hear yourself, how do you feel?
Bro, I would geek out. I pull out my phone. Oh my God. I did that before.
Yeah.
I literally did that. Somebody was playing a song that I was on. It happened to me like 2 times, and I nerd out and get happy every time and tell them thank you. Like, I don't see that as a bad thing. That's free promo.
Right.
Like, what?
Right. And like, how did you feel when I saw when I was posting your promo, like I could choose your song on Instagram. I'm like, that's dope.
Oh yes, I make sure I got all my shit covered.
Yeah, that's dope. So, do you have distribution with like pretty much every platform, like Tidal, YouTube Music, all that?
Yep, and that's where I got to shout out DistroKid. DistroKid, if you see this, I would like a brand deal. But DistroKid is awesome. They are a distribution site, and they literally, you upload your music.
And they put out
exactly.
Okay,
yeah. Make sure you register with the
BMI and all
that.
Yeah,
yep, I'm with BMI. But make sure you got all your ducks in a row legally. But DistroKid is amazing. They are awesome. They touch literally every streaming platform, even like new beta platforms.
Okay. So I know you said that you pretty much direct your own videos and et cetera, but do you have your own agency, or are you doing everything just by yourself right now?
Oh, yes. Katarra Music, LLC.
There it is. You heard it. You heard it.
Established 2020.
Boom. She's doing it. So you need booking. You need her to come to hold down your event. Got to go through her.
I have a rate sheet, yeah.
Bottom line. So let's talk, going back to your love of keys. Just seeing this photo right here.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. This one, like when the I forgot. Oh, dang, what's his name? Rafiq. I think this is his name. But he just came out of nowhere. Like, my favorite thing is photographers. They come out of nowhere and offer me free photo shoots.
Wow.
Like, I barely had to pay for photo shoots. I guess I'm spoiled in their way. But yeah, Rafiki Expressions. Yeah, shout out to Rafiki. We went to the park and like shot some dope shots, just so I can have some promo pictures. And this one, he was like, yeah, let me get you with your keyboard, because I love posing with my piano. Just, show people what I'm about, branding. And this one made me feel like it was like my Malcolm X picture.
With the gun at the door.
Yeah, because I felt like I was preparing for war or something. Like, that was like right when I was really feeling like a lot of people was working against me. And it was just like the way that picture came out. I was like, man, this perfectly encapsulates like what I'm feeling in the situation I'm in. Like, I'm isolated behind this wall for security. I watch a lot of war movies and stuff too. I'm obsessed with that stuff. I probably was a war general or something in the past life, but it's like
Lieutenant Parson.
It's like I got my weapon on me. I'm ready to shank. Like, yeah. So that was a very powerful photo for me.
That's amazing. Let's talk about this one here.
Yes, that's when I that's like when I had first got the residency. I put out my first music video, and Tyler Small, an amazing human being, offered to give me a photo shoot in the Spring Church, one of my favorite places. And I had my little MIDI keyboard, the keyboard I use to make beats. And this is just me, like, just posing, just trying to slay and like really put myself out there as an individual with my own style, my own hair. He really just captured me well when I first came out on the scene in that one.
Talk about your love of art.
I mean, man, that goes back far too since I was a kid. A lot of people don't know that I'm an aspiring fashion designer. I've been sketching and designing clothes since I was probably like 10. So it started like right around the time I started writing music. But art, like I said, is my ultimate form of self-expression. It's the only way I can transmute anything that I'm going through, whether it's good or bad. So same thing with music. This is actually different with art. Growing up a black girl, brown-skinned girl, I didn't see myself a lot represented. And I was obsessed with Disney. I was a Disney kid like a mug. And I just really wanted to see black princesses. I wanted to see black love interests. I wanted to see black leading ladies, dark skin specifically. And it was like, man, I guess like in my child mind, I was like, I want to see myself, so I'm going to draw it myself. And I just became obsessed with drawing these black princesses. Next thing I know, I was drawing gowns. And now I have like probably as big as this setup right here, just stacks and stacks of sketches from when I was a kid. So I have like several fashion lines that I need to be working on.
Several things. And speaking of that, because Sonya, you got a lot of things to catch up on.
Yeah.
Because you brought up earlier how you got like so much music that you have not put out. And I mean, I'm getting up there in age, and I had to remind myself. Like that's how bad it gets. So for you, just talk about being able to have that creative mindset to be able to write stuff down and you know, freestyle things or whatever it is. Just talk about having that skill to be able to just have so much that you just want to share and you just put it out there.
I love it, but I honestly hate it. It's overwhelming because it's so many. When I say I have some songs that I know can win Grammys, I have songs that I know are groundbreaking that can really impact people. And the thing that makes me upset is that being an artist is expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
If I had to book a studio session for all the songs that I have ready right now to put out, I need a good $50,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I think that's been the most torturous part for me is, and a lot of people that I know, I tend to attract a lot of multifaceted people who are brilliant in multiple fields of art, in multiple mediums. And one thing we talk about is like that you get overwhelmed because it's like you desperately want to share it with the public. But one, you got to make sure it's actually recorded and completed. Two, that perfectionism bullshit comes in. It's like, oh, well, I'm not done until I do this on here, until I get this right. And then three, again, it's about resources. Having a lack of resources is very depressing for somebody who has billions of ideas. It's like Einstein with no fucking backing. So I hate to be pessimistic about it. On a positive front, I do love it. I do love that I'm able to express myself through various mediums. I do love that one day, 1 second I got a beat that I need to make. Then another second lyrics come in my head. Then another second I'm thinking about a melody then sometimes they all come together and create one song. But again, like I said, it's the fact that I can't share it with the world and I want to share it with y'all. Like I have hella songs, like songs that have changed my life that I know would heal people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Going back to the beat with Fresh Produce, right?
Yeah.
So, do you know the winner of the most recent one?
No, honestly, I haven't seen. Wait, who won?
So, well, I'm not sure if they had one recently. I know last year, Clever. He's a DJ.
Of course, Clever won. What?
So guess what? He's my cousin.
Clever Shaw.
Yes.
Wow.
He is my cousin through marriage.
Wow. I love Clever. He's one of my guru. He one of my producer gurus.
Okay.
I mean, he the judge of Fresh Produce, but he hosting now.
Right.
But Clever, I love you. You know how I feel about you. Every time I walk up in Sophie's, he the first person I see sitting at the bar, and I go and bother him.
Yeah. That's my cousin.
And he believes in me. Like he would give me advice like in the middle of the battle. Like, okay, he said, what you doing right now? Keep fucking doing that. Mm-hmm. And that's how I won.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's dope. So this last photo, and a lot of these photos, even some that I've seen that I didn't use for the show tonight, it just gives me that mindset of freedom, happiness, joy, liberation. But at the same token, it's kind of like it's masking what people don't know what you've been through.
Yep. Man, that you said that was spot on. That was spot on. And then in this photo shoot specifically, God bless Izzy. I love you, Izzy. Izzy and Jessica Page, like my top two photographers that I go to, because they captured like me and my true essence. Mm-hmm. But this photo shoot, I was playing all my favorite like music, and I was playing a bunch of like classic rock and stuff. People don't know I love classic rock. If I feel like I should be a guitar player in real life. But as you can see, Kurt Cobain, I love grunge as well. But that photo shoot, like I was just headbanging and like just really, truly just rocking out to my favorite songs. Mm-hmm. And like you said, that captured the essence of who I am as a person beyond my trauma, beyond the mental health issues that I have, beyond any depression that I may have been suffering. Because I was hella depressed during that time. Ironically, that was that shirt is the ex's is my ex's shirt. And I wrote a fire ass C. That's why y'all please support me, y'all, so I can put out this. It's a song called Cobain Shirt. And it's written specifically about the person that gave me that shirt.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was going through a lot of pain, probably the worst heartache I've been in my life. But again, music, that dopamine rush that you get from it, I think that's another reason why I'm addicted to it, is it heals my pain, even in the short-term sense.
Love it. So, no more photos, but this has been an amazing
this is beautiful
conversation.
And very healing and cathartic for me. So thank you.
I'm glad. That's what this show is all about. So we'll give you opportunity with the camera right in front of you. We want to give any special shout outs.
Yes. Shout out to my mom.
Our mom. If you watching, hello.
Shout out to the supporters, all the people that listen to my music, that share my stuff, that just like my stuff, that comes out to my shows, that just takes any type of action that they can to show me that they support me. Thank you, because I will never forget this for the rest of my life. Being an independent Black woman artist and musician has been one of the biggest hellholes I've ever been in. But my purpose is worth it. And I know that this music that I put out is going to be worth it. So I just want to thank everybody that has ever shown any kind of support for me since day one. And they haven't changed or switched up on me.
Got a comment from AC with the giving the ovation, the claps going on for you. So that's what's up. But I do want to personally thank you for answering my DM and being willing to be on the show.
Oh yeah, like I said, I love your show and I love the content that you have. So I was happy to come here and be able to talk shit with you.
Yeah, and then for you to come here and everything. So once again, I definitely appreciate it, because you could easily say, no, I'm too busy, or no, I'll just stay home or whatever. But you came here, it was more organic.
Yeah, very much so.
And just glad that you was able to be here. And did you have just any advice for any upcoming asks who wants to get into the life of being a part of being in front of people and being in the entertainment business, any advice you want to give to them?
Please trust your gut, trust your instincts, trust your intuition. I don't care how absurd it sounds to you in your head. Trust your intuition with every decision that you make. And another thing, have a group of people around you that you completely trust, that are trustworthy. And then most of all, be your authentic self. That is what's going to help you reach success.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I should have asked you this earlier, but I'm gonna ask you now because we still have time. So do you have a 9 to 5, or is this music your 9 to 5?
It's kind of both. I got several jobs, right?
Okay.
I got like 3 jobs.
Oh Lord, she's Jamaican.
Because I'll either work full time. Because another thing people don't know, I have extensive background in banking and finance.
Okay.
So if you guys need help with that, I'm a spectacular banker. You need help with investments, things like that. I have 10 plus years of banking experience. But that's corporate Katarra. That's stuff that'll never leave my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I do banking, but I also have jobs. Just got something with Ready Readers, which is amazing. They help kids in low income neighborhoods find financial literacy. They help kids ages 0 through 9 read. They are out here working, y'all. Make sure y'all support Ready Readers. I also am a cantor at Afton Christian Church.
Okay.
Very odd for me because I was just looking for something, and it's like a majority white church. I couldn't believe it. And it's like completely different from my background. So very cool.
Well, what are your thoughts in regards to Black artists attracting a lot of maybe a lot of, like, for instance, Nicki Minaj concert, or even Sexy Red when she was in St. Louis? You see more white people now than you see blacks.
And I got to say, I appreciate my fans because I have fans from all over, like Middle Eastern white people. That's like
amazing.
Yeah, and it's beautiful because it shows you how music transcends race. It really does. And the only thing I can say about that specifically, only because it's hip hop, they just need to be careful about motherfuckers saying the N-word.
Mm-hmm.
Just for hip hop artists. Yeah.
Gotcha. And have you had opportunity to perform overseas yet?
No, I've never been out the country in my life.
Oh, yeah. You're missing out. You got to check that. Because once you do it, you're going to be like, man, I have to go back.
I know. And that's the thing. Like, because I did like a random ad on Instagram one day, and that ad got me hella followers and fans and listeners. Yeah, Africa, South America. So I actually have active fans in different countries, and I need to reach them. Yeah. So yeah.
And I mean, I always hear it and see it too, but it's like once you get out there and you perform out the country, and they know that you from the States.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
They treat you like you Michael Jackson.
Yes, royalty.
Yeah. So definitely look forward to seeing you continue to grow and blossom. And I pray that everything that you've been wanting is going to happen before you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Continue to be you and get all that 200 plus stuff, that songs that you have in your, just holding back, just waiting.
I listen to them regularly. I be feeling bad because I be jamming my stuff in the car. I'm like, man, I'm just hiding all this stuff.
But truthfully, I feel like there will be a time that those songs will be out there.
Oh yeah, the world. I don't have a choice.
Yeah. So continued success to you. And once again, thank you for taking time out to be on the show. It was amazing. So stay tuned, y'all, for highlights throughout the next few days from this conversation. Go ahead on YouTube. For those watching on YouTube right now, subscribe and click on that bell, Smoooth Conversations. You got to make sure that you put in 3 O's and Smooth. If you need help, just scan the QR code on the top right of your screen right now, and you'll be connected with anything and everything related to Smoooth Productions. You'll see on Facebook, TikTok, Mixcloud. You'll see everything. YouTube, IG. You'll see everything relating to Smoooth Productions. You can follow each page and stay updated with everything related to Smoooth Productions. Once again, this is Smoooth Conversations. where the conversations are always smooth. Have special guests here, Miss Katarra Parson, world, not just St. Louis, but the world. Stay tuned for some more magic. So after this, we're going to go upstairs. I'm going to record her playing on the piano and enjoy the rest of my evening.
Yes.
Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great weekend.
Y'all watch Box Braids video out.
There it is. Check it out and see why she wanted to rebel against them haters. We out, y'all. Smooth Conversations. Y'all have